Obviously they made the substitute. Casado goes into centre midfield where he should be, and they start to dictate. They have a spare man in there. Palmer goes in that little inside right position, couldn't get picked up, and the rest is history. They deserved it thoroughly, and Spurs were left wanting, really. They're too easy to play against Tottenham. I've said this time and time again.
Yeah. I mean, that was some capitulation in some respects after what we saw after the opening 20 minutes from Spurs.
Yeah, good start from Tottenham. Energy. When you've got the energy and you can press like they did, Chelsea played into their hands a little bit and they go 2-0 up. Now, sometimes I think you've got to go, well, we've got to stop pressing there. It's not going to last for 90 plus minutes. There's now you can press from a little bit of a deeper area, and then you start causing problems and you hit the team on the break from 2-0. And that never happened. They just keep playing the same way, and they get too open.
I think the way Chelsea started, you could feel there was a little bit of nerviness about them, and you'd have thought that Tottenham, once they did score the goals, they just continue down that line and see how much more they can put them under pressure. But in the end, it didn't quite happen.
Yeah, the emotions could not be more contrasting, could they? For those in the white of Tottenham and those in the blue of Chelsea. So, 8 of the 9 games played in match week 15 after the Merseyside derby was postponed early on Saturday. Villa claiming back-to-back wins after beating Southampton. 2 more goals for Cole Palmer. What a 2024 he is having, both of them from 12 yards. And Dan, that was quite a game in North London tonight. Yeah, crazy game. I think we were just sat watching it, couldn't believe what I was seeing. But I think when we spoke before the game, both teams are so good going forward. That they were going to cause each other problems, and I thought when Chelsea sorted at half-time, they probably Chelsea's mistakes probably was a lot of Tottenham's chances, and I think once Chelsea changed a little bit, the second half, they went to that back three, Cucurella pushing in, they controlled the game a lot more and looked comfortable. Is there any point looking at the defensive aspect of that game? I think you should always just look at the attacking from that. I think there were so many chances there, especially Palmer. I think Palmer was brilliant. Little touches he makes, he always seems to make the right pass. Just so composed. In fact, Ian, it's the result or the type of performance that many of us were expecting, wasn't it? Well, yeah, we spoke about the defences at the start of the show, and now, even Chelsea winning 8-0 the other day, still giving up 15 shots. Even against Southampton, still giving up chances for people to score. But I feel like Dan says, I think that today's came down to just like Chelsea's mistakes. If they were like a lot tighter and a lot more professional about how they're playing, like we talked about Badashile giving it to Colwell, and then he kind of, if they tighten up on that, then you'd like to think that they're going to be a little bit sharper with what they're doing. Did it further cement what we already knew going into this game? Chelsea got some real momentum, and Spurs, well, they're all over the place again. Yeah, they are all over. But Chelsea, they've got individuals there. They've got competition for places. All them players, the good players, they're looking over their shoulder. They can't afford to come off their form. That's a great position to be as a manager. And if one's playing, they took Palmer off, they've got Felix coming on, who's a really good international player. That's just one example, but they've got that all over the pitch. Now, what that does is that forces consistency, because you're saying, I've got to perform again. It's probably only Palmer that could probably go, if I have a couple of bad games, I'm not going to be dropped. But the rest, they're all at it. Every single game, they're at it. And whether they like it or not, they're in the title race. They keep playing that down, but they're in the title race. Yeah. It seems like a long, long time ago, but it was Tottenham who scored their quickest Premier League goal against Chelsea. 4 minutes and 45 in, they were 1-0 up. Yeah, well, they started on the front foot. That's what you want in a London derby against Chelsea. They really went for the throat. You see Solanke's work here. He's pressed already 1 or 2. There's a mistake. As Dan said, it was mistakes that were coming out of Chelsea. And Spurs, actually, on the early stages, punished them. That's a really good goal. It really is. Look at the hard work he's put in there. He gets his just rewards. He presses twice. They press together there, they go together, last man slips, and now it's, can you punish? And Brennan Johnson picks out a lovely little ball into that near post. That's a really good finish, isn't it, Ian? The thing, when you look at it again, it's so poor from Chelsea, and that if they sharpen themselves up in that instance, then that doesn't happen. The passes were poor, and then Cucurella slipped. But the ease movement made that goal. It was fantastic movement from him. It was only, 6 minutes later, they doubled their lead, and Marc Cucurella, unfortunately, from a Chelsea perspective, involved again here, Dan. Yeah, slips. Obviously wasn't happy with his footwear, but same sort of things we spoke about. I think, as I said, it comes from a Chelsea mistake, and it surprises us because especially that first one, that's all Tottenham want you to do. They want you to go backwards so that they can put that pressure on you. They've got that high line, and you just thought that first half Chelsea would have tried to expose that a little bit more. It was a great finish from Kulusevski. Great finish.
It's really top finish, this, isn't it? He knows what he's doing, through the legs, back across the keeper, and there's the slip. Get those boots changed. And that's the clever bit there, through the legs. He knows exactly, drives it into that bottom corner. Really good finish. Look, happy days. Everyone in that stadium with Spurs supporters are happy, apart from Cucurella, who throws his boots away. But at the end of the day, it's how you want to start. Now you've got to think, right, we're 2-0 up. What do we do next? But it's the Spurs way, it's Ange's way. We keep playing the same way. And in the end, Chelsea, because Chelsea had chances, actually, in the first half as well.
What did you make of that boot fiasco?
Well, it doesn't make sense to me, because obviously the warm-up is about testing the boots, how the boot's going to be okay. But you saw how he slipped, and it was like proper slips. It's not, you know, look. It's like he's got moulded on, you know, in this weather. You know, and then he's blaming, when he took them off, he's throwing them like it's the boots' fault.
Yeah.
What should have been happening is during the warm-up, he should be testing, these feel a little bit slick, and then you change them. No defender should be wearing studs that are going to give you that opportunity to fall over. None.
No. OK. Well, I'll tell you what, let's get some post-match reaction. I'm delighted to say Jaden Sancho of Chelsea joins us now from the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Jaden, thanks for joining us tonight. Well done this evening. I mean, what a comeback win in the end.
First of all, thank you for having me. Yeah, what can I say? It was a great win, a great comeback, and we're just delighted with the 3 points.
2-0 down after 11 minutes. What are you thinking?
To be fair, I have a lot of trust in this squad, so I wasn't too fazed. And once we got the first goal back, I knew we'd come back and get a result.
Can you talk us through your goal, if you don't mind?
Well, yeah, it was a 1v1, and I saw the opportunity to cut inside, and then I just thought, why not shoot? In training recently, I've been working on my shooting, so I'm just delighted that I came off today.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those with very little backlift. Is that a technique you're trying to master?
Yeah, definitely. Just in training, I've just been working on hitting the far corner, so I'm very delighted.
Jaden, Ian Wright. Jaden, I just want to say to you, what's the manager said to you coming here on loan and playing? You're getting yourself playing. You seem to be back to the Jaden Sancho we know. You know, the touches were great. You know, nutmegging people, doing your stuff, scoring goals. What's the manager say to you?
From the very first day, they've made me feel welcome, and you know I have a lot of people to prove wrong, and I'm just day by day. I'm working hard every day in training, and you know once I get my opportunity, I just try to show what I can do. So today, you know, I'm happy that I scored and got the 3 points for the team.
Nice.
Actually, it's the first time you've scored in successive Premier League games. I mean, do you think we're starting to see the best of Jaden Sancho now?
Again, I'm just taking it game by game. Hopefully, I can continue this form. And but yeah, again, I've got to say thank you to the whole Chelsea team and the staff for believing in me and giving me the opportunity to play.
Nice.
As an attacking force, I mean, Chelsea are going to need some stopping. You've got some real momentum, some real talent in there, not least Cole Palmer. Talk to us about the way he took that second penalty.
Well, yeah, he always does these type of things in training, so I'm kind of not surprised that how he took this second goal of his.
You can't help but smile when you see it, right?
No, for sure. It's just because we see it all the time in training, so you know. Again, I'm just very happy for him to get the second goal and, you know, to secure the 3 points.
In the last few days, in the wake of the Southampton win, Enzo Maresca and Cole himself have been playing down your title chances. But the more you continue to win, the more you're going to be in the conversation. So surely that's got to be in your thinking at some point.
Well, definitely after tonight, it's not in our thinking at all. Again, we're going to take it game by game. It's still early in the season, so anything can happen. So, you know, we're just glad that we got the 3 points and on to Brentford next week.
So tell me then, finally, Jaden, what would be a good season for Chelsea?
Just keep winning. What can I say? Again, I can't get carried away because it's still early on in the season, but we're very delighted with the 3 points.
It's really good seeing you back in form. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Thank you guys for having me. Take care.
Tell Cucurella to sort his boots out.
Oh, yeah.
Don't worry. That's definitely going to be part of the conversation in training.
Cheers, Jaden.
Take care, guys.
Jaden Sancho on the score sheet for Chelsea. It looks like he's really enjoying himself again.
Yeah, you can see the way he's playing. You know, he's got a lot of his confidence. His head's up. He's like I say, he's going past people. He's scoring goals. You know, somebody who's on loan, and like you mentioned there, he's got a lot of people to prove wrong. And, you know, he's working very, very hard in training. And that's the way you do it. That's what you've got to do. You've got to show the people he's still capable.
Well, let's go back to the game itself, into the second half. The first of Cole Palmer's 2 penalties. At this point, Glenn, actually, it looked like Spurs had lost all discipline.
They were on the back foot, weren't they? Chelsea come out, reshaped. This is a dreadful...
Terrible challenge.
Terrible challenge. Look, you know straight away, look, Basuma, he goes on the floor. There's the little ball, look, from Jaden there. Just a lovely little ball in. And Caicedo's going, come and tackle me. Ex-players together at Brighton, boom, look. And he's just clipped him. It's such a... Well, there's no defence. He knows that as well. And this kid don't miss from the spot, does he? He really doesn't.
That's a good one as well.
Yeah.
Side net.
Yeah. 11 out of 11 from 12 yards at that point. And obviously that's only going to get better, but there's nothing you can do, right, as a goalkeeper in that situation.
Just got to be lucky and guess the right way, I suppose. But
even that one there, with the size of Fraser, he's going to struggle to get that one.
Yeah.
It's right in the corner.
Yeah. Enzo Fernandez, it wasn't that long ago, he was having a bit of an up and down time at Chelsea, but it feels like he's getting a little bit of confidence back in his game, Glenn.
I think they've released him a little bit more. He's not playing in that deep position, because when Caicedo, second half, went in there as well, he's allowed to get in and around the penalty area where he actually finishes. This is a really good finish. I'll tell you why. He's been pressed a little bit, it's been close, but if you watch again, the ball is spinning. Great play from Palmer again, teasing players, taking them on, going down the wing, Noel, come inside on the left, so sharp. Suddenly went up a gear, didn't he? Went up a gear.
Amazing.
Porro might have done better there, but if we watch it from this way, for me, it's reading the spin, because the ball's coming at him off there, off Van der Ven, the spin's going round.
And it's a wet surface, Glenn.
Yeah, no, he's cut across that beautifully. No chance for Forster.
You just look at it, like Palmer's got them dancing, they're spinning, they're all over the place. You know, where he was on the line. He's ended up in the penalty box.
Yeah.
You know, obviously got the deflection that went to Enzo, but it's just a brilliant play. Fantastic play.
3-2 at that point, and then we get another penalty. Matasar was involved in this one.
It's even worse.
yeah, I think...
Well, what was he thinking here?
Yeah, I'm not sure, to be honest. I think you see, obviously, it gets to the point where he pushed him over, but he's going away from goal the whole time. You just got to keep sending him out wide and let him come back in. He's just way too keen, and Palmer knows exactly what's coming. He gets his body in front of it. He takes it. When I first saw it, I was like, oh, no, definitely not. And then when you see it again, it was absolute stone wall.
That's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's the kind of thing you look at. Those are the things that your manager looks at and you think, well, what am I going to say about that? Professional football make a challenge like that. That's fantastic.
That's class.
So it's so slow that Forster could probably get down there.
If he spun round there, I think Dan, he could probably have got
that. There is quite something.
So if he spun round, he could have maybe caught it.
Look at that. It's not even hit the back of the... Well, it's only then hit the back of the net.
I feel a bit bad for Forster because I thought he had a really, really good game.
Yeah, he did. He made a couple of very good
big saves, and he still conceded 4 goals.
That's the problem Spurs he's had to make. In Vicario, they have to make big saves in every game they play it. We covered them in the week, didn't we, against Bournemouth?
We did, yeah.
Forster made some great saves, and he did against Roma. And every game, there's too many chances being created against Tottenham.
1 win in 7 now for Spurs in all competitions, and the pressure remains on their head coach. Let's get his thoughts. Here's Ange Postecoglou.
Well, Ange, with an afternoon that did start so well, are you scratching your head at how you come away from that empty-handed?
Yeah, look, it's a sore one for sure. It's painful. We started the game really well. Then we lose Romero. You know, it's kind of nothing's run smoothly for us, and we have to reshuffle, and then they sort of get a goal in that moment. I still thought we had some big moments to get a third and sort of finish the game off, and then second half was a bit of a ding-dong for quite a while. They obviously scored, but then we had a big chance at 2-2 with Sonny. Swing the game our way, and then we don't take it, and then 2 penalties weren't great from our behalf, just a bit more discipline in the box.
And just to rewind on what you said there, so for you, is it quite a key moment losing Romero at the point you did? And I just wondered if you could give us a bit more detail there on what happened exactly.
Yeah, I think it's a key point when you lose a player in the first 20 minutes when you started well, especially a centre-back. So, he felt something in his quad, so, he couldn't continue. So, that's not right.
Paul and Jamie were talking about Cole Palmer just a little bit earlier on and how much of an impact he has. That's all 12 of his penalties he's scored, which is the best 100% record in the Premier League, as Emma mentioned in the interview. But that aside, just talk about his contribution to this game today.
Well, I mean, listen, he gets the penalties, he's involved in the Fernandes goal as well. I mean, there's 3 or 4 players around him, and that's what great players do. You fear when he's on the ball. And I mean, I've been watching, loved him last season. He started this season really well. And I think I made a comment a few weeks ago that if you look at his almost 18 months at Chelsea, I don't think there's been a player in the Premier League who's performed better than him over these 18 months. And he hasn't been playing for the best team. I mean, they look like one of the best teams in the league right now. But when you think of Chelsea over the years and the great players they've had some great attacking players. But when you think of those flair players, I'd think of like Zola and Hazard. I think he's probably done more than Zola in these 18 months that he's done. And Zola's probably going to go down as one of the greatest players to ever play for Chelsea. And he's probably on the same sort of level as what I've seen Hazard do, but maybe a longer period of time at Chelsea for 4 or 5 years. But right now, I think the way he's going, and if he can take Chelsea to a title, whether it's this season or the next 2 or 3 seasons, he's going to go down as one of the greatest players to ever play for Chelsea if he keeps doing what he's doing. He is a very, very special player, and not just in the Premier League, in European or world football.
Paul, it will take a longer period of time for Cole Palmer to establish himself as one of the greats, as Jamie says. But just in terms of that 18 months since he came to Chelsea, talk about the impact that he's had in that time.
Well, phenomenal. First of all, coming down from Man City, coming down from Manchester to London is a big move in itself, and he's a young lad.
Especially with the trains.
And he's come into the team and he's been outstanding.
Well, congratulations to the both of you. It's a fixture which is so important to the fans. Levi, what does it mean to you as players to have come out on top?
Yeah, it means everything, to beat them, rivals. It was a great win. And just over the moon.
What about the way you went about it? I'm sure Mark Cucurella's a bit relieved in that dressing room. What was going through your mind in that first sort of 10, 15 minutes?
We knew it was going to be tough, but we trust ourselves that when we start playing our football, we're going to score goals, and that's what we've done.
Perhaps no one you trust more than this guy?
Maybe, yeah. No, definitely not.
Played your part again, Cole. As we mentioned, this is such a big fixture for the fans. How proud are you to have scored those 2 from the spot today?
Yeah, we knew it was going to be tough, so to win is good.
So you set another record. That's 12 out of 12 now, without missing from the spot. A new Premier League record once more. And you sealed it with a Panenka. When you're stepping up, at which point did you decide to do that with your second penalty?
When I've stepped back, Clark thought it's a bit frantic. The game's all over the place. I thought the keeping, then I was ready to dive. So I thought if I chipped it, it'd go in, and it did.
How do you stay so cool? I can tell from the way that you talk about it. It's almost quite innate. It comes naturally to you. But when you're bending down, tying your laces, ready to take that penalty, what kind of thoughts are you getting?
I'm just trying to score, and thanks for waiting.
He's a man not of many words in these situations, but I think it sums up his composure. I mean, just how much of an asset is it to have a player like this in your team? And do you think it breeds a level of confidence among all the players? Is this why we're seeing so many of you chip in now going forward?
Yeah, definitely. We've got amazing players just like Cole. When he scores big goals for us, it calms us all down, and he's been doing it and he keeps doing it, and hopefully it carries on in the future.
And with the goal-scoring form that you have been in, scoring so many across recent games, when you find yourself 2-0 down in games like this, has it give you that undercurrent of confidence that you will find your way back? You can score 3-4?
Yeah, definitely. It's 2-0 down, but if you look amongst the players, no one was panicking. It's still early on in the game, and we knew it was going to create big chances, and it's down to if we score them or not.
Now just 4 points behind Liverpool, whilst you're both, I think, quite keen to shy away any title talk. This puts you in a great position. You've taken a big opportunity today.
Yeah, we knew with Arsenal drawing and City drawing, we needed to win, and we did.
Your manager will point out that perhaps this isn't your season. You've still got work to progress with those other teams, with your Cities. with your Liverpools, with your Arsenals, but City and Arsenal dropping points again this weekend. I mean, it begs the question, you are doing what they're not doing. This is 5 wins in a row now.
Yeah, of course, but we still got so much more to improve on. Like the gaffer said, when we're ready to push for a title, we won't be 2-0 down in the first 10. That's the levels, and that's what we're going to keep working on.
All right, well, congratulations to you both today. I think, Cole, once more, you are the player of the match. If you wouldn't mind doing the honours, Lever.
Yeah, brother. Congratulations.
Thank you, mate.
Keep saving us. Go on, the boys.
Well done.